Welcome, everyone. Welcome to what we hope is a wonderful and inspiring exhibition session. Please type into the chat if you have any questions over the next 30 minutes. Satya Sai Baba told us, whatever man seeks to achieve, he has to rely on nature. Nature is not anyone's private property. It belongs to God. Without the grace of the Lord, no one can enjoy the benefits of nature. Not realizing this truth, some people embark on the exploitation of nature out of arrogance and self-conceit. This is highly misconceived, according to Swami. Now, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the fertile soil, and the warmth of the sun enables us to thrive. In truth, man did nothing to earn these conditions. He was gifted with them. All the leading religions speak of the earth as God's creation. Satya Sai Baba said, creation proclaims the will of the Lord. Nature is a manifestation of God. Since God is omnipresent in his creation, the earth vibrates with divine consciousness. Planet Earth is truly sacred. The reality is that man's relationship with the earth, indeed the whole creation, is in God. Swami also gave us his very special Sai Spiritual Education, or the SSC program. Sustainability and Envirocare is a big component of this program. Today, we will get to see and hear our wonderful SSC children display their love for the earth as they engage in so many ways to sustain and preserve nature. We also see how children learn to reconnect with nature and appreciate its rich bounty through growing and healthy, nourishing food that they not just relish themselves, but also generously share with the community through the various efforts. First, we see one of our SSC teachers, Barbara Robbins in Hartford, Connecticut, as she teaches the children how we can practice simple and sustainable living through composting. Composting is beneficial and environmentally, socially, and economically friendly, and it is this which is a way we can foster in children the value of recycling and the love for planet Earth. Let's see a video about this composting service now.
More of the backyard type of composter. So Bernie spent part of the day yesterday cleaning this out. So you can look at it right now. You can see what's in there, not much. So it's mostly sticks. So the first thing we're going to do is put a few more sticks in. So part of the reasons for the sticks underneath is that we need to get air inside. So if you can see the air holes, that allows air to come on in. Yep, there you go. Good job. Put some sticks in, please. So one of the things is that we have to have a good mix of what's called carbon items. Carbon is sticks and leaves and sometimes sawdust and sometimes peat moss. That provides carbon, and it has to be in a ratio with the green stuff, which is food scraps, grass clippings. If you are using a backyard, these take about a year to compost as food scraps all the way. And what happens is you can't put meat in there, you can't put dairy in there, and you cannot put oil in there, because those three things will start to smell. They cause an anaerobic action. And so it's vegetables, fruits, peels, and as you can see, we're doing sticks in the bottom. We're going to put some leaves in there, some previous compost. We're going to put one bucket worth of leaves in right now, and the other bucket we'll do later.
Good job, Joey.
That's it. Okay, I'm going to spread those around. Then now we need a bucket of previous compost. We're going to do these after. I'll hold it up close, and you're going to take a handful. You're going to put your hand in and put it in. I want everybody to have a turn. All right.
They're gonna eat it. Oh my god.
That's good for now.
I don't want to.
Now we're going to put some food. Let's spread it around a little bit. can just dump it. Watch out now, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Good
And sprinkle it around.
There's one that fell out. Yeah.
There we go, that's a nice way to do it. All right, let's put some more of this in. Who's ready? Okay, all the rest of that bucket. Woo! All right. Now we have one more food scraps. Normally I'd have something to stir with, but I'm just going to do my hand right now.
Oh, that is.
Okay, pour it in, pour it in. All the leaves. Woo! Okay, excellent. Now the bin is halfway full.
Wow.
So what I'm going to do is let this bin rest. Now, if you see something like a little piece of plastic or a twist tie, you have to take it out. Because that will, sometimes the worms will try to eat little particles, and it's bad for them. With proteins around them. And so you have bacteria, which are alive, and some viruses and some fungi, which is like mushrooms, mycelium. And so all of those things are in there, and they can stand the heat. The worms can't be in 160 degrees Fahrenheit. See? Take a look now. Oh, look at that vapor. You see it coming out? How hot is it? 140 degrees.
Whoa.
It's 140 degrees right now. Wow, it's really steaming. Wow.
This is the same things what you put in there?
This one can take meat, dairy, and oil. So when I pick up from daycares, I have a couple of daycares that I pick up from, and those people can put anything they want in as long as it's food. You can put weeds in. You can. You can put weeds in this one. You cannot put weeds in that one. And the reason, do you know? Okay, so weeds don't go in the brown kind that last for a year, because if there's seeds in the plant of the weed, those will become new sprouts. And when they become sprouts in your compost, they eat up all the nutrients, and then you've got weeds. You don't want that. But in this, because it gets to be 160 degrees, it burns all the weed seeds. Here we go.
Release this.
Can you see it? Woo!
Yeah, the steam. It's coming
Yeah,
out.
we'll need that whole thing. Perfect.
Why is there steam?
We're gonna take that out.
Because it's so hot.
It's hot. What is this? What is that made of? Yeah. Styrofoam. Styrofoam. But what does it do? Yeah. Insulate it. So the reason it gets nice and hot is because look how thick this is.
It like
This tumbler was designed in Sweden. And because it was designed in Sweden, they have very cold winters. They made this nice and thick all around so the heat stays in it.
Can we tumble it now?
Yeah, we're gonna tumble it. So, here's what I do. I know Bernie likes it slower, but I like to do it fast. Well, now I want you to tell me how to compost.
I didn't know that putting weeds in for composting could lead to problems. So I learned a lot from this video. Next, we hear from children from the SSSIO Center in Fairfax, Virginia. On April 9th this year, designated as SSSIO and Sustainability, they did a stream cleanup in a watershed that was sadly heavily polluted and showed man's complete lack of reverence for the earth. As Baba says, the external pollution we see is just a reflection of our inner pollution. And as a result of our ceaseless desires running amok and causing havoc all around us. Hear from the children as they reflect on their experiences, that they learned the importance of being good stewards of the earth was extremely crucial. So here's a video about the SSE stream cleanup service done in Fairfax, Virginia.
Sairam, my name is Shrivi and I'm in the SSC Group 3 at the Fairfax SSSIO Center. Recently, I got the opportunity to do stream cleaning service this past spring. We found lots of plastic bottles, glass bottles, and cans. Cleaning up made me realize how much trash gets collected in our streams. The big takeaway I've learned is to be wise with the materials I use and how to dispose them properly. Thank you, Sairam.
We did a stream cleanup and it was really nice because one, we got to meet up with people who we knew before the huge pandemic, and two, we were helping the environment by cleaning up the stream. The stream cleanup really was fun because we did a lot of different things. We marched into different territory and we barely even scraped a lot of the trash that was still there. Like half of us couldn't even go into the marches because we didn't bring boots. But I feel like we should continue doing these sort of things because they help the environment, and also since we're in the pandemic, it would really help to see actual people a lot more.
Sairam, my name is Saipriya and I participated in the Stream Cleanup Seva as a part of the Fairfax Sci Center here in Northern Virginia. I think this Seva was definitely really influential on me because it took a lot of focus, as one would never think, to do something as monotonous as picking up trash for 2 hours. I think I learned that there is some sort of divinity, and it is very much a type of meditation, to do something that tedious for so long and not be distracted by external thoughts.
Sairam, I'm Sarana Trajan, a Group 4 student, and I'm greatly thankful to have been able to be part of the Stream Cleanup Seva. It was a really rewarding experience for me to see how the participation of our center members were able to protect the health of our local water body by removing all the trash. And my favorite part of this Seva was being able to see all the bags of trash that all the Seva participants and I had collected, because when I first came to this Seva, I didn't realize how polluted the stream would be. And in all, it was just a really fulfilling experience to enjoy being in nature as well as also preserving nature. Thank you, and Sairam.
Wow. Good job, SSC children. E-waste is the most rapidly growing waste problem in the world. We generate about 50 million tons of it every single year. This is equivalent to throwing out 1,000 laptops every single second. Only 12.5% of all the electronic waste in the US is properly recycled, which makes us, in fact, as a country, the primary producer of electronic waste in the world. Oftentimes, the materials inside the e-waste could seep into soil and water across the globe, poisoning not only the native plants and animals, but also humans by chains of consumption. We now have 3 SSC children from Region 5 representing the rest of the SSC students, talking about their efforts to save our planet Earth by educating, conducting e-waste donation drives, and helping dispose them in a safe and effective manner. This is, in fact, a continuing project that was first started in spring of 2020 in Region 5. So here is a video about the Region 5 e-waste service.
E-waste is any electronic device like phones, batteries, or chargers containing harmful chemicals and heavy metals such as arsenic, lead, and mercury. When disposed in landfills, these chemicals slowly leak into the soil, water, or air, thereby opening a channel to directly enter our body, leading to severe public health risks. Therefore, it is highly essential that these devices be repurposed, salvaged, or recycled to protect the nature and public health.
Sairam. Today we are here with the Region 5 SSC Student Council members who started the now famous e-waste service drive in Region 5. So today we have Anushka from Milwaukee, Kana from Detroit Metro, and Snigdha from Chicago West. Welcome, children. So let's get started.
the 2022 Student Council actually took up this project for their Abroad Than a Day offering, which also came just in time for Earth Day. This time, we wanted to make sure that every center in the region was involved. So we focused on figuring out how to spread the message. We wanted to do this ourselves and not involve the service coordinators. We decided we would like to attend every center in the region virtually and present to them during their weekly meetings. In the presentation, we talked about the dangers of improper disposal of e-waste, the list of acceptable items, and a plan of action to execute the project. This plan involved first bringing awareness of the dangers of e-waste, then explaining to the centers how they can help, and lastly, how to bring it to their community. Also, each council member took initiative to lead this project within their own center and also helped other Group 4 students from other centers who are not in the council to start up the project in their own center. We really encourage centers to create community-wide collection days that could be hosted at a local school or grocery store. We wanted to try to involve as many people as possible by creating a flyer that could include information on how to donate and where. We hope the centers would hang these in local places such as libraries. Then, as we got closer and closer to our Abroad Than a Day, we got more and more donations. And throughout the entire collection process, different centers took pictures of e-waste that were being collected. Now, although we were able to dispose of a lot of e-waste safely, they were mostly from centers, and our goal of spreading e-waste to the communities fell short.
At the Detroit Metro Sci Center, we actually had classes on the topic of respect during Q1 in 2021. And as a part of our SSC Group 4 class discussion on respect for the environment, we had a guest lecture by Dr. Ravi Adibutla, who is an environmental expert. Inspired by this talk, the SSC Group 4 students wanted to do a service project that promotes environmental awareness. So we decided to rekindle the e-waste collection and recycling project again, but this time with the goal of including community besides just the Sci Center. To make it easy, we split the entire Detroit metro area into 4 zones and assigned leads to each location as shown on the slides. So we reached out to the center officers to get a time slot for us on Zoom to inform the Sci Center members about the drive right after one budget day. We also encourage them to reach out to their own communities and their neighbors at least. For example, in my neighborhood, I spread the word among my friends and neighbors along my street, and I was glad to receive a load of e-waste from our neighbors and also my friends, like batteries, monitors, old laptops, old devices, and some miscellaneous cables. One of our SSC Group 2 students, Lali, did one better though. She recruited her entire middle school robotics team and they went door to door, essentially trick-or-treating for old used batteries. Along the way, they collected several pieces of e-waste and spread awareness this way. This was a great idea.
So how much did you collect and drop off, Pranat? Also, did you face any challenges during this drive?
Yes, Auntie. We actually collected over 5 carloads, and here are some of the pictures of what we collected from locations 1 and 2 and the drop-off at the recycling center. For locations 1 and 2, one of the biggest challenges was that there was no e-waste recycling centers in the city of Canton and Novi. So only their neighboring city, Livonia, had one e-waste recycling center that charged for e-waste disposal. Fortunately, one of the people there directed us to contact the county office for vouchers to dispose the e-waste for free. So we called the Oakland County office and talked to the officials and got our vouchers with some waiting. Then we returned to Livonia to dispose of the e-waste for free. Next, we can see pictures of what we collected in locations 3 and 4 and that drop-off. For locations 3 and 4, we used the Troy drop-off location, but they only accepted e-waste from residents of the city. So we had to book appointments and they checked for proof. Plus, when we got there, they told us that kitchen appliances with chips do not qualify as e-waste. Luckily, we could dispose of them as scrap metal in another area of the same recycling center. If we knew this, we could have sorted the e-waste accordingly beforehand. Also, some of the batteries went in a different location as well. These were just some of the things we learned in this effort.
I've been able to do the e-waste drive twice now in my school. I study at a private high school in Brookfield, Wisconsin, and I first presented the idea in March of 2022. As president of my school's ecology club, I already had a platform that supported the drive. At first, the advisor was nervous about the drive. I had to meet with her to present the idea, during which I shared to her that I had successfully done it first through the Sci Center of Milwaukee, and how we had collected the items and donated them to the City of Brookfield's electronics recycling drive. The idea that I had already done this before successfully put her at ease. I later had to present the idea at the membership meeting. The club members and advisors were all on board and were super excited about the idea of collecting electronic waste from students, teachers, and families at my high school. We made flyers to put up across campus, and we actually created a website for the e-waste drive to track donations and drop-off sites. Altogether, we donated a truck full of e-waste, creating what would remain as a lasting reputation for my school and for the ecology club at the recycling center. Since we donated on Earth Day, the local news covered us too. I recently, however, ran the community-wide e-waste collection drive again this past month. I approached the school with the idea of collecting electronic waste again, this time at the request of teachers and students, and with the backing of my school's technical theater department, who was the #1 contributor of donated e-waste for this past drive. Instantly, the project was met with more respect. Students were asking to be involved in how they could help, from counting and monitoring donation bins across the school to helping load the e-waste into my van, even during a tornado warning. We had people also offer to fund our drive, donating money to pay for donations instead of actually donating e-waste itself. But probably the best moment of the entire experience was when the head of our high school himself actually announced at our weekly assembly and requested everybody to help me out in a good cause.
Kids, any advice for other students who would like to start this awareness campaign in their community?
Yes, so what I'd recommend is when doing such a drive in your community, my advice is to reach out to everyone in your neighborhood and friends at school. Many don't know that it is harmful to throw these things in the trash or dispose of them improperly. Also, please contact your city and county offices to learn about recycling centers in the area and centers that take e-waste if there are any fees before you start the collection. Some recycling centers are very particular about what they will and will not accept as e-waste, so check on that as well.
My advice would be that if you believe in a cause, you have to push on with it regardless of what other people are going to say. The e-waste drive was something I really wanted to bring to my high school. And even though it turned out to be really successful, it wasn't easy. I had to put up with a lot of teasing the first time I did it, and I still definitely have classmates who think I'm crazy, but I've been able to see the actual effect that the e-waste drives have had in my community, which is something that was really incredible.
Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, I think it would be great. And this time, with the advice that Pranav and Anushka just gave, I think we can definitely spread it more to the SSC communities and just their center locations in general.
Thank you. Thank you, kids. Sairam.
Good job, kids. I'm always so proud of you. We now have a song on saving the environment, specially written and composed by our Region 5 SSE4 student, Anurag. This video has been put together by another Region 5 SSE4 student, Anushka. So sit back and enjoy this music video. Do what it takes.
Look around and you will see the amazing things that we will do to make the world a better place for you and me. Take a look and you won't find the terrible things we left behind, and we're gonna make it right. Yeah, we're gonna make it right. I wanna breathe the air like you do, and I wanna see the world like you do. So I'm gonna do what it takes. I'm gonna do what it takes to save it. I wanna live my life like you do, in a world where the water's blue. So I'm gonna do what it takes. I'm gonna do what it takes to save it. Picture this, if we could fix the way we live with no politics, wouldn't it just be great? No gray skies to ruin your days. We'll do our part and you do yours. We'll create open new doors to right the wrongs we've done before, for a greener world and cleaner shores. see the world like you do. So I'm gonna do what it takes. I'm gonna do what it takes to save it. I wanna live my life like you do, in a world where the water's blue. So I'm gonna do what it takes. I'm gonna do what it takes to save it.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Over the past 2 years, Region 10 has taken the Sai gardening projects from their backyards to communities that would greatly benefit from eating healthy. These are often a refugee community or communities in food desert zone. As we go through the presentation here, you will see the many benefits of community gardening, like making fresh food accessible, building an ecologically balanced societies, social interaction, etc. come together in action. Similarly, being able to plant and maintain trees help in restoring ecological balances in the urban areas. We will also see how Region 10 has been able to successfully organize the tree planting events. North Houston Sai Center organized tree planting activities by collaborating with the local park officials, who are a great resource in terms of educating us about what, where, and how we do tree planting. They also provide us with trees that are suitable for the geography, along with equipment and materials needed. Let us hear from an SSC student about her experience regarding tree planting.
Sairam, I am Ritvika, and today we did a tree planting seva. It was lots of fun because I got to work with my friends and plant trees. We got to help adults plant trees and bring mulch and sand for them to plant the trees. It was so much fun. Sairam.
The Afghan Refugee Community Gardening was an offshoot of the service activity conducted by Sri Sathya Sai Center of Austin that supported the incoming refugee population with food, shelter, clothing, English language education, etc. The urban garden also served as an excellent platform for women in the community to have easy access to healthy produce and have a sense of communal belonging by being able to talk and build a support system in a foreign land. With the area available for cultivable land shrinking and access to fresh food for an ever-growing population diminishing day by day, it has become very important to emphasize growing your own food. Taking the garden to schools through the urban gardening program by Austin Sai Center and catching the children at a very young age has enabled them to plant, maintain, and grow their own produce. They also learn about types of soil, composting, etc. Child malnutrition is a major concern in African American community. Sri Sathya Sai Center of South Houston collaborates with Our African Family to bring the community gardening to Houston 5th Ward, a food desert zone.
Hi, I'm Kendra London. I'm the founder of Our African Family. Our organization does educational and charitable work here in 5th Ward. We partner with Sai Organization for our community garden, which is Future Seeds Garden. So Sai has been here ever since we've asked for volunteers. They have been committed to helping the community, and we are appreciative of them.
Having the kids learn how to grow their own vegetables and educating them the importance of why and how to eat healthy can change some of the ill effects of not having access to fresh produce.
We plant the veggies. After they grow, we allow the kids to pick the vegetables, and they deliver the vegetables to the elders. This allows us to build a positive line of communication between youth and elders. Partnering with Sai has helped us tremendously. We plant, and we grow together, so we appreciate it.
In Region 10, the goal to plant as many trees as possible has been consistently growing, and the region has been able to do that successfully by collaborating with local county and city park officials. Typically, before the activity begins, the kids are educated about the importance of tree planting and the right way to plant and maintain the tree. As you noticed in the video, most of the volunteers who participated in the service activities are kids. These are sometimes SSA kids or kids living in the community who are forthcoming to the idea of eating healthy at a very young age. All these different avenues has helped to take gardening from our backyards to communities in order to make a larger impact in people's lives and our environment. Saira.
నిస్వార్థ సేవ వలననే మానవాళి ఏకత్వాన్ని గుర్తించడానికి వీలవుతుంది. One can recognize unity of humankind only through selfless service.